This is Led Zeppelin's Going to California. I'm doing it in drop D, which is the low E string is down to D. I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll show you there's sort of 3 parts to it. I'll give you some tips on how to do it, okay? And it's a kind of a cross. There's a guitar and a mandolin going, so I've got a little bit of each part in there. It's not exactly what Jimmy Page is doing on the guitar. Okay, there you go, mistakes and all. Let me just show you the 3 basic parts. So again, we're in drop D. We're doing a lot of this. My thumb is going from the 6th D string to the 4th D. And again, you should be a finger picker before you try this. It's really going to drive you crazy if you're not. So, the left hand, I'm on the 5th fret of the bass string when I play this. Well, actually, let's start at the beginning. So I've got the D chord down here, and here's what my right hand looks like. Again, starting with the thumb. So I'm pinching. Thumb, index thumb, pinch, thumb, index thumb, middle thumb. And I can also go, I have this D with this E string open. So it's called a D suspended second. Very fancy sounding. If I do that and I add in that high note, I get that's what I call the vamp. He keeps coming back to that D. Now, the lick, the sort of tune of the verse is on G. So you need to get to the 5th fret of the bass string, which is your G note, and you need to get to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now, I'll give you this fingering, I'll give you another fingering. This requires quite a stretch. So you've got that, you've got the 5th fret here, 3rd fret first. Then you drop this to the 2nd fret while continuing to hold the 5th. Okay, and then this string opens up, open E. You're still holding that G, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So that melody is. Okay. Now, how do we finger that with the right hand? This guy down to the 2nd fret. But what I do is I don't repeat that rhythm. So when you hit this high note, you're pinching it, you're playing it with the bass note. Then all the other times the melody notes come off the beat, they come between your thumbs. I'll see if I can get you, so you can see both here. It's a little tricky. One more time, let's get it moved around here a little bit. Now the other fingering for this, if you can't make that stretch, this is not easy, but it's easier, is you hold the 5th fret on that bass string with the pointer finger, stretch up to the 2nd string, 8th fret, and then 7th fret on the 2nd, and then open E, 7th fret on the G string. Or you can go to the original fingering halfway through. So that would be. Okay, that's the hardest thing in the song right there. Then part 2, that he has a little fill that he does. He uses a G7 suspended 4th. So what it is the 5th fret on the E string, 5th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the B string, and then the G string drops down to the 4th fret. So you've got this to this, and then back to the D. Picking wise, you can just repeat the same figure twice, or you can go kind of like the beginning, where you start off with a pinch, and then everything else is alternating, is off the beat. But I like the repeated phrase. Then back to D. Alright, third thing, take a D shape, move it to the 5th fret. That becomes a D minor 7th chord. Now my thumb is going to go from the 6th string to the 3rd string now. Still alternating. And see everything here. Muffed this when I played it for you before. And then A7 sus4, which is 2nd fret on the D, 3rd fret on the B, and then a regular A7. Go back to you can put the song together out of all those parts. I know that the picking is a little sophisticated, but if you'll just watch it carefully, I think you'll pick it up. It's all based off this steady thumb and your fingers either playing with the thumb or in between. But keeping that thumb steady is really important, okay? Go try it.